If you're an entrepreneur and you're not using SEO, you're just giving traffic over to your competitors. This one blog post brought in 1,000 visitors a month, and I'll show you exactly how to do it in this video. Later on in the video, I'm going to be showing you how to use this AI SEO tool to recreate this blog post. But if you want to sign up now, it's in the first comment down below with the coupon code Connor10, CONOR, to get an extra 10% discount. So this is the blog post that's actually getting 1,000 traffic per month, right? Every single month, it's coming in traffic to their website, right? And potential new customers, right? This is a tool, it seems to be some sort of productivity tool. And this is a question that's related to time management. How many hours in a week should you really be working? So it's quite a simple heading, right? This is often how I do my headings as well, to be honest. Is like, I like to just directly answer the question so people know, is like, oh, this is the question that I exactly what I word for word what I was thinking, and now somebody's actually done it. So you can see the blog post here. It's quite good, all right. I would guess that this is AI because yeah, I mean it's almost like too predictable, right? And these kind of bullet points and all, it just looks, it doesn't have that kind of human element, right? Where we're kind of, really adding a bit of creativity, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But you can see there's like almost the paragraphs are almost the same. And then it's kind of like a little bit of paragraphs and then 1, 2, 3, a list. Okay. And you can see that, yeah, there's like images here. And honestly, it looks pretty good. I like the images. I think that adds a lot. And if we're going to be talking about like ChatGPT and Google AI mode, I do think images now what I'm searching is like I'm noticing that there's images coming up and it's like I want my image, especially for me as a personal brand, right? I want my image there and people to see my face and go, okay, who's that guy? I want to know more about what he has to say. Another thing to note is actually this. Look at this. It's on the left. One thing I'm noticing here, it's on the left, up top, right? When we are reading blog posts, we tend to read from left to right. So, they've put their blog on the right and they put their call to action here on the left. So it's like we start there and then we get to the information that we were actually looking for. Okay, so how do I know that they're getting 1,000 page views per month? Well, I just use one of these tools, right? There's tons of these tools. I use this one, it's called Clicks, but there's other ones called Ahrefs and then SEMrush. There's tons and tons of them. But you can see here that it gets 1,000 estimated traffic. I think it probably gets a little bit more, to be honest, because they're ranking for different keywords, right? So it's like how many hours in a week. That's like an even bigger keyword, right? Because people want to know that answer, right? And that's actually a really good blog post to write about, because if you're ranking for something that's slightly different, right? Because this blog post is actually how many hours in a week should you work, which is a different question, right? The person asking those two questions is actually looking for a different answer. Like the answer to this one would be what, 40 or something like that. And then I don't know how many hours in a week, so I'd have to Google that, but you know what I mean. So it's actually a different intent there. So that's something that's super interesting. That's something what I'm looking for when I'm looking up other websites. I'm like, okay, actually, I need to do a blog post on this topic. Okay, so if you want to create a blog post like this, I recommend this tool. It's called Arvow. Again, link is in the description and down below. So you can just sign up. You can test it out for free, right? I'll show you how it works now in a minute. So you just come to this screen, and if you just want to test it out, you just go to SEO article, right? You can also convert YouTube to blog posts. I think this works really well if you have somebody doing great videos in your niche. Then, somebody's doing great gardening videos. You can just convert that video into a blog post and just add the video into your blog post. And the creator of the video will be super happy, like that they're getting more views through your website, but you're getting extra traffic with a very minimal amount of work, right? You're just converting it into a blog post and publishing it on your website. So simple. So you can just do the one article. I recommend setting up a blog automation, right? Because you don't want to think about this too much, right? You want to spend time on other areas of your business, right? So set up an automation so that everything is published. Set up a time every day, publish at 3 p.m. or whatever the time is. And you just need to do the keyword research at the start. I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in a minute, but you just need to set up an automation. So to do that, you just add a campaign, right? And then add SEO articles whenever you want, right? So you can see I've got some already, but you just need to press that button there and then add in your keyword. So in this case, if you want to compete with this one, your keyword is that question, right? So you just add that there and put in your keyword or your title, right? So how many hours in a week, right? And then just add as many as you want. Or you can import them as well if you're using a keyword research tool. Okay, so this is what the articles actually look like, right? So you can see that, it reads really well. It's a bit more differentiated, right? There's different things to keep the eyes from getting bored, right? We get bored very easily if there's like big blocks of text, especially if people are using it on the phone, right? You need these little, quotes, text, or like images to break up the text a little bit. You can see in this case, there's lots of different bolding, and you can actually add as much or as little as you want of all these things. You can add more images if you're in a more image heavy niche. You can add tables and stuff like that, and it's all of the SEO stuff is done for you, right? So in this case, you don't need an SEO expert, right? You can just, it's all done for you. All you need to do is click this publish article, and then it sends it off to your website and presses publish, right? So can't be any easier than that for you. That's all you need to do. If you do want to edit, I do recommend always looking over and the articles, right? The table of contents there we saw is there, but just click this edit with AI button here. And now you can either just, delete the parts you don't like, or you can highlight and say rewrite, or add some more keywords. If you think there's a keyword that's missing, add links. So you can add internal links to the rest of your website. And you can ask AI to just like whatever needs extra, work or whatever like that. You can also use an AI assistant here. So you can say improve the SEO, add more keywords, fix the typos. I don't think they generally make typos here, but anyway, improve the readability or whatever it is you need. And one thing, if you are a business or an entrepreneur, you can save information about your business so that every single time there's a CTA, a call to action at the end. For example, like in this article here, they have one. This is actually a super long article, which I definitely am thinking. I think this is probably 3,000, 4,000 words maybe. And they have a little CTA here, turn your to-dos into dones, right? So they're a productivity tool. So I find that quite smart, a little button. And you can also do that with this tool, right? So that every single time people can just click to whatever page you want on your website, right? Okay, so I have a little problem with this though that you might not have thought of yet. So can you guess what it is? Can you guess what the problem with this is? You can see looks nice. Do you think people would worry about the AI? I don't think so. I think they're looking for their information, right? This is going a little bit off topic. That's a different problem, I suppose. But what they're doing is just going through every single question, right? I mean, the old Google loved this. I'm not sure if the new Google loves it now, but anyway, they're still getting a lot of traffic. But what is the main problem here? I think the main problem is buyer intent, right? People are looking for this, they only care about this is like, all I want to do is get my information, right? So they don't really care about a productivity tool. It's related, right? But possibly, I mean, it's all a bit general, right? So one thing, I've been doing blogging for 5 or 6 years, and I've had many posts that actually get a ton more traffic. I had one that was getting more than 1,000, 1,500 views every single day. So not just per month, every single day. It was a crazy topic. A lot of competitors came in when they found out that I had this, I found it first, this topic that was like really good. And they all came in and, got outranked by higher authority websites. So that is a problem as well, that you need to keep searching, keep searching. But what I was doing at that point was monetizing with ads. So it was fine for me. I could get this and place ads everywhere on my website. And yeah, it was like 1,000 people every day. And then every single time showing an ad, I was earning money. So worked out very well. In this case, their only play is this one here to get them to sign up. I don't know how much it is, but honestly, I've done SEO for many companies, and this type of blog post, while it looks great on a traffic chart, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to get them to go from reading here to get their answer to go, I need here. I would definitely be adding a pop-up, because like just to get them when they're leaving, they're called exit intent pop-ups. I'd definitely be adding something like that with an extra discount or something like that is a good idea, right? So what do you do, right? So if you are if you have a SaaS tool, this is just an example, but you could be a local business as well. You can use this SaaS keyword generator tool. I'll leave this tool in the description as well. Okay, so you just put in your company name there and your domain name, right? So I'm just using Arvow, the tool that I just mentioned before. Again, you can check that out down below, right? So we can get a lot of information here. Okay, and now we'll generate our keywords here. So what it's doing here is doing actual bottom of funnel keywords. This is when people are already interested in the product. They're further along the customer journey, all right? And when you're further along the customer journey, you're more likely to buy. So this is the best content that you can put on your website, right? So stuff like this. Imagine Jasper AI is an alternative tool to Arvow, right? And what you can do is just make a video or a blog post about Jasper AI and do Jasper AI alternatives. So people who already know Jasper AI, but they're actively looking for something else. So these are the people, these are high intent people. And even though you might get less traffic, you'll probably get more sales, right? These ones are bottom of a funnel as well, versus, so you can just add in this. And now all you need to do is download the CSV with all of the ideas here, right? So you can just download that one and go back to Arvo into your blog automation, right? And then import it, right? You just upload the Excel, the CSV, add the keywords, and boom, schedule them all out, right? And there you've got 50 or 60 bottom of the funnel content, right? So you're just going to make tons more sales. If you go on literally any SaaS web page, you will see this at the bottom. They've always got comparison alternative pages, right? And there's a reason for that, because they convert. And if their competitor is getting traffic, they want to take that traffic and send it to their own business, right? So that can be for you if you have a SaaS or any sort of type of business, then it works, right? Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot about SEO in the process. If you want to know how to use AI SEO agents, right? So agents that actually go out and do work for your business, right? Then watch this video here and I'm sure you'll learn a lot more. Thanks for watching.